Give me Leviticus 19 and 17. I'm going to show you how we lack mercy out here in this neighborhood. How does a so-called black man lack mercy against his brothers? Read this.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17. Read. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Wait a minute. I thought it said we lack mercy. So the commandment's telling us what?
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Guess what? That means there's a lot of hatred out here. If mercy is what we lack, guess what? In the Bible say, you shall not hate your brother in thy heart. Right. That means we hating each other out here. We just watched a video where a man was wishing all kind of ill things on somebody. Right. I wish your breath stink. I wish your kids fail. I wish you do this and you do that. That's hatred, according to the Lord. Right. Hatred. That's what we are lacking in our community is mercy because we hate one another. Read on.
And thou shalt in any wise.
Thou shalt in any wise. What are you supposed to do? Read.
Rebuke thy neighbor.
Rebuke. You ought to teach thy neighbor.
Right.
You ought to correct thy neighbor. Stop selling dope. Stop selling your ass. Kids, go home and obey thy parents. Unless they tell you to break God's commandments. Right. That's what we ought to be teaching. Young men, come on up. Read.
And not suffer sin upon him.
And not suffer sin upon them. Young man, come on up.
Yo, come here, bro.
What's your name, young man?
Nashawn. I spoke to you last time, right?
Say it again.
We be everywhere.
Nashawn, I'm A. Jarrell. What's your name, young man?
Yeah, we saw you at
Gerard. So Nashawn and Gerard. How old are y'all? Both y'all 8? Okay. Nice meeting y'all. I got a question. Do your grandparents or your mama take you to church?
No, my mom doesn't.
Your cousin take you, Nashawn, and you said your mama take you? Your stepmom, Gerard, take you to church? Okay. Show me a picture of Jesus over here. Yep. You agree with that, Nashawn?
Yeah.
That one? Okay. And where have you seen this image before, Gerard?
On the picture.
When you go to church, this is the image that's hanging up on the walls, right? Now, what if I tell you, who is this supposed to be? Jesus, right? That's supposed to be Jesus.
But that's God.
Well, some call him God as well. But this is what they tell us Jesus is in church, right? You said because your stepmother take you to church, and that's who you see. Now, y'all know how to read? Be honest, I mean, I struggled when I was reading at y'all age. Y'all can read well? Nashawn, Gerard? Don't worry, we're gonna walk you through some stuff. Come over to this image right here. You see this? You see this image right here? So, why don't I tell you, this is what Christ looks similar to. What kind of man this look like? You said that look like the devil? Why would you say that look like the devil?
Because if Jesus is a good person, he wouldn't have fire around him.
Okay. Now, my next question. Do you look like him? Do you, Gerard? Do you look like him? Or do your dad look like him? Because you said your dad, your stepmom told you, that means your dad is in your life. So does your dad look like this, Gerard? You don't? Nashawn, does your dad look like this? Alright. Do y'all look like this? Do you have woolly hair or afro? Do you got darker skin like me? Do you look like this? Do you look similar to this person? Yeah, because look at your hair. You got woolly like hair, right? What if I told you this was Jesus Christ? Or a similar depiction of Jesus Christ? Would you believe that if I read out the Bible? You believe in the Bible? You go to church, Gerard? You say you go to church, right? Don't they open up the Bible in church? They do? So I'm going to open up this Bible and I'm going to read to you Jesus Christ's image. And I want you to tell me, does he look like this image that you say you see on your church walls? Or does it look like this image that Nashawn said, I look like him? And you do. He got woolly hair. Look at it. Look at his hair. Look at his hair. Woolly hair. Similar to this man right here. So I want to show you something. I want to read something to you. Read that. And I want y'all to follow along. As we read, right? This is verse 14. So when we get to verse 14, I want you to follow along, all right? Word by word. And we're going to take it slow with him, Soldier James, once we get to verse 14, okay? So we're gonna read verse 1. Yes, sir. We're gonna read verse 1 to show you that we're talking about Jesus Christ, and then we're gonna jump down to 14. And I want y'all to follow word for word, okay?
Can we read Revelation?
That's right. That's what we're about to read right now, Gerard. Do your church read Revelations? They do?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Okay, we're gonna read it today, all right, Gerard? Nishan, you with me? Read this.
The book of Revelations, chapter 1 and verse 1.
So we're in Revelations 1, chapter 1, verse 1. We're gonna find out who we're about to read about. Read.
The revelation.
The revelation, meaning the revealing. Because revelation is like a big word. But when you break it down, a smaller word in revelation is reveal.
Right.
That's the root word of revelation.
Right.
Reveal. So the revealing, read,
Of Jesus Christ.
of who?
Jesus Christ.
Who we talking about, Nishan? Jesus Christ. We're talking about the Messiah, the one that's supposed to come back and save us, right? The revealing of Jesus Christ.
Right.
Now, why does something have to be revealed? It's because something is hidden from us.
Right.
You said this is the image you see in church, right, Gerard? Okay, we're gonna find out if the Bible describes Jesus like this or like that. You with me? Read on. Jump down to 14. Remember, I want y'all to follow along. We're gonna read it word for word. All right, I know y'all said y'all might have some troubles reading, so we're gonna read it word by word. That way y'all can follow along with us. All right, verse 14.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
All says Azariah. Come over here for me. I want you to, as we read the scripture, I want you to go over each word with them. Right? As we read, Soldier James is gonna take it slow. Each word. That way they know exactly that we're reading out the Bible. All right? So you might have to kneel, you might have to do something, but I want to make sure the young men are able to follow along with us. All right? So start at verse 14 again.
And his hairs were white like wool.
So it said his hairs and his head were white like wool, right? So you got hairs on your head, right? But then what's the other part talking about? The beard. Right? You all young men, so you don't have beards. You got like a little mustache, you're getting there, right? So, but you got hairs on your head. And then the rest of it is talking about the hair on his face, the beard. Lord's will, you grow up, you're gonna better grow a beard, all right? So it said, read that again.
His head
His head, just like Nishan, your hair, read,
and his hairs
and his hairs right here, the beard, read,
were white like wool.
were white like wool. So what color did we just describe? White. Now, does this image have white hair? Does that image have white hair? Okay. So, yeah, white hair on the head and his face, his beard. All right? So this image does not have white hair, but that one does. And remember, we're reading out the Bible, Revelation. Remember, Gerard? All right? Read on.
As white as snow.
As white as snow. What color is snow?
White.
Snow is white? You sure? That's right. As white as snow. As white as snow. Now we some young men, so our hair not white. I got black hair, you got black hair. But he was older. This was older man. Jesus the Christ, right? At least he was in his glory form. I say that. He was in his glory form. So his hair on his head is white as snow, and on his face is as white as snow. And the texture is wool. Wool. Is this a woolly texture? Have y'all seen a sheet before? Right. It's all look like it's all soft like a pillow, like you can sleep on it, right? What about this? Does this like pillowy like hair, or you can sleep on that kind of hair? Or it look more straight, like it fall. It look more straight, right? But that says white like wool. So it's white in color and woolly in texture. Just like Nishan. Feel your hair, Nishan. Feel it. Soft, ain't it? Yeah, you got some good hair. You got some good hair, Nishan. You got some nice curly hair. Read on. Just like Jesus the Christ, who we're talking about. Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So his eyes was red. Now, Gerard, you have a father. You said your father's at home, right? Does your father drink at all? Sometimes. Now, when he drinks, does his eyes turn red? Or do you be seeing like if you look at my eyes, does your father's eyes be red like this? You don't be ready to get a lot of sleep? Oh, that's good. That must be nice. That's good.
Right.
And you should get your sleep because health benefits come along with good sleep. But generally jump over to 49 and 12 for me. Genesis 49 and 12. Do y'all, you know about Jesus Christ. What was his first miracle? Yeah, stepmom teach you that? Jesus Christ's first miracle? All right. His first miracle, Nishan, guess what? Was turning water into wine. There you go. I know you know. I know the seeds are planted in our people.
Right.
We've been taught this Bible, just not the truth of it.
Right.
So we hope today, young men, to reveal to you the true image of Jesus Christ. Because y'all said this was y'all believe was Jesus. That's what you say you see in your church. But you said that's the devil. But we're going to show you out of the Bible that this is a closer depiction of Jesus than this lie right here.
Right.
He looks like you, like your father. Read that for me.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
With what?
Wine.
With wine. His first miracle was turning water into wine. There you go. So Christ drank wine. There's nothing wrong with drinking. Just do not get drunk.
Right.
Have you ever seen a drunk person? Is that a cool thing? No, it's not. So remember, young men, do not get drunk. It's not cool. You gotta always be in control of yourself, okay?
Right.
You can drink when you get old enough, but you can't get drunk. Y'all understand that? All right, so now we're gonna jump back over to Revelations 1 and 14. I want y'all to follow along. We're gonna read it from the top. Read that again.
The book of Revelations, chapter 1 and verse 14.
Because we're talking about Jesus Christ. Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool,
Read.
as white as snow.
Read.
And his eyes was a flame of fire.
So which image has reddish eyes? This one? Is his eyes reddish around the color of the white? Or that like blue or silver to you? Blue and silver, right? Some whiteness around there. What about that one? Any redness over here? No? What about that? Any redness over here? Now look at that image right here. Do y'all see redness around his eyes? The Bible just said Jesus Christ had redness around his eyes. The whites of his eyes were red.
Right.
But this image, Gerard, you say that you see in church when your stepmom take you, does not have that in his eyes at all. And why is Jesus' eyes red? Because he drank wine in moderation. That was his first what, Nishan? His first miracle. It's okay. Hopefully by the end of today, you'll better remember. All right? So that was Jesus Christ's first miracle, was turning water into wine. And so he drank wine in moderation, which turned the whites of his eyes red.
Right.
This is not a true image. We're going to keep reading about the skin color next. But I just want to show you his hair is not the correct color. Is not the correct texture. His eyes is not the correct color. Now we're going to read about his skin as well. Read on.
And his feet.
I need you to show him, Ezra. I need you to show him. Read on.
And his feet.
Do they got verse 15 down here? Yep. All right. And his feet?
Like unto fine brass.
Now his feet was like unto fine brass. Have either of you seen a penny before? A penny? Have you ever had a penny? Right. What color is a penny? Brownish. Brownish, copper, right? That's similar to brass. It's about a brownish gold.
Right.
A brown to gold color, right? It's at his feet. Question, if you take off, well, you got socks on. That's good. That's good. You want to have some socks on, all right? Are your feet white? They're not purple? Maybe green. Gerard, what about you? You got some orange feet over there? What color are y'all feet? Brown. What color is this arm? What color is my arm? Brown. I look just like y'all. Y'all look just like me. Hair, skin tone, eyes, nose, lips. We all have very similar features because we're one family, and that's the family of Israel.
Right.
We're the Jews according to the Bible, just like Jesus. We're reading about Jesus. He was a Jew, and he looked just like you.
That's right.
So when I'm describing Jesus, guess what? Gerard, you should be thinking about your father.
Right.
Nishan, you should be thinking about your father.
Right.
Then you should better look in the mirror and think about yourself.
Right.
Because you're growing your hair up. So you got woolly like hair right now. So it ain't got that poof to it right now. But he got a little bit of length to his hair. So it's a little poofy, just like yours, Nishan.
Right.
That's woolly like hair. That's some good hair right there.
That's right.
You got good hair. And Jesus the Christ got good hair.
Bring it out.
That's why we got good hair.
What?
All right, so it said his feet was like unto fine brass, which y'all said is a brownish, copperish color, right? A penny. And then we're gonna find out What else? Read on.
As if they burned in a furnace.
As if his feet were burned in a furnace.
Right.
Now, do y'all cook? Right? I had to when I was young too, right? Circumstances. Now, have you ever burned anything? Now, what color generally did it turn out when you burned something? It turned what? You agree with that, Nishan? It turned black. Black like my boots, black like my pants. Are we this color? Am I black like my pants or my boots? Are you? What about you, Gerard? So, we're brown skinned. We're not black. I know they call us black. They say you're black. That's just because we're darker than white people. So that's what they call us. Or they call us colored, Negroes, meaning black. Your hair is black. You're not actually black. You're black unto the ground. If you look and dig in this dirt, you're gonna be the color of soil. We're all different shades of brown. Just like Jesus. He was just a very dark shade of brown.
Right.
As if he was burned in a furnace.
Teeth.
So what color was Jesus Christ? If his feet was dark brown, what color was his face? Well, if your feet are dark brown, do your feet, are they different color from your face? Are your feet a different color? Are they orange? Your feet are brown, right? And your face is brown, right? So what about Jesus? You think he was walking around with some orange feet? Some red? So his feet was dark brown, as if they burned in a furnace. So how did his face look?
Like they were burning fish?
There you go. As if it was burned in a furnace, dark brown. So when you look at this face, or this one, or that one, or all the plethora of faces they give us in church, do any of these match the scripture that we're reading? Because y'all see the scripture right here. The officer showed you word for word. Does any of these images match the scriptures? No.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.